Ladles and jelly spoons, welcome back to Badgerworks. Today, this. This is a goblin. You probably can't see him very well, but we're going to paint him today. So let's get the other camera set up and get on with it. Right, so here he is. I'm afraid you can't see him very well at the moment. I don't know where you, because he's I've primed him in black, but we'll get cracking with it, and you'll see how we get on with it. So I'm going to start off with this Corex white, and I'm going to do his apron and his hat first. Now, I probably mentioned before that where are my glasses? No. Figure painting is not my speciality, and this is something that I am going to try and work on this year. So this is the first step, as it were. So like I say, I'm going to start off by doing all the white bits. I've always been a firm believer that you should start with the light stuff and work your way towards the dark stuff. Give me that helicopter going over, noisy swine. Oh. Right, we'll give him a couple more coats of that, see what that looks like. Right, there we go, that looks alright. Now we're going to do a bit of highlighting with this white scar. So I've got it in my little homemade wet palette here. And we'll just go over the add some highlights. And there we go. Right, now a bit of Goblin green. We'll get started on his skin. Oh, this is going to be fun. Right, I'll give him a few coats of this and we'll see what it looks like. Right, and now some putrid green for the highlights. I know this might seem a bit leery, but part of it's the light that I'm filming under, and also I'm going to darken it down a bit afterwards. Right. Oh, focus. There we go. Right, as I say, that looks a bit leery, but as we darken it, you know, like add some low lights, that'll actually look a lot better, trust me. At least I hope it will. And for those low lights, we'll be using this snot green. So this is quite heavily thinned down. So that it gets into all the little nooks and crannies. Right, I'll give it a few more coats of that, and then we'll see what it looks like. Right, so did anybody spot the deliberate mistake? Yes, I forgot to do his arms. So I've gone back and done those. So there you go, that's not looking too bad. I'm going to put a wash on it of some sort in a minute, but I'll think about that for a second. So what we want to do now is start doing his trousers and his arm wraps and that kind of thing. So I think to start with, I'm going to use this leather brown, and I think I'll use that for the wraps on his wrist. Get started on those. Right. This model actually came from my mini factory. I can't remember exactly the name of the person, but I'll put it in the description anyway. But it was a set of goblins that I bought and printed, and this is by far my favourite of all of them. He's such a sort of wonderful little character with the cleaver and the spatula and that. And the nice thing is, it shows how good 3D printers are nowadays. The fact that it's actually done the hole in the spatula, in the cleaver rather, and also you've got these nice nice slots in the spatula as well. They look really good. So the idea with this, just so you know while I'm doing this, is like I said, I'm going to work on figure painting, and so the idea now is just to kind of do this with the skills that I have, modest as they are, and then what we'll do is we'll start building on, you know, learning different techniques and things like that. So I'll go off and watch some of these people that are really good at this, and you know, hopefully learn something from them. I think I might use this to do his feet as well. I'd say I'm really not very good at figure painting, considering how many years I've been doing it. I'm really not that good at it. So if there are any figure painters in the audience who can stop cringing long enough, do feel free to offer any pointers. The problem with doing things like this is it's all well and good sort of reading up on, you know, techniques and things like that, but what you really need is someone to kind of show you how to do it, because it's the same, it's things like airbrushing and stuff like that. It's figuring out, you know, the best way to do things, and it's not always easy. You know, trial and error will only get you so far. So, but hopefully we can all learn something together. I say, at least with this, with like modern 3D printing, you can get some really good detail on these figures. And the nice thing of it is, if you do happen to make a complete dog's breakfast of it, which I kind of am right now, you can always print another one and have another go. So, but there you go. So I think I'll move on to his trousers now. I'll find a suitable brown for that. Not actually sure if I was recording that last bit, but basically what I'm doing is using this wood brown to do his trousers. It's not covering terribly well, so what I'm going to do is I'll do a few coats of this, and then we'll come back and see what it looks like. Right, so there we go. So far I did the ropes with the same brown, just for ease of painting really, more than anything. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to do his accoutrements, his cleaver and his spatula, and also the pot on his back, using this chainmail to start with, but we're going to darken it down quite a lot afterwards. So, you know, I could do the handles in wood, I suppose, but I think I'm going to do them all, you know, all metal. I say these kind of look like barbecue spatula, and I have one of those, and it has a metal handle. It looks like the kind of thing that a green skin would have, you know. Don't worry about burning your hands on it. That's tough little characters. Right, so that's that done. It's all very shiny at the moment. We're gonna do something about that in a minute. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to hit the dark brown. I'm going to give it a little bit of a dry brush with this bubonic brown. So I'm just going to do the like the wraps and his feet and things like that. There we go. That looks alright. Right, and now we're going to use a bit of this. This is a Citadel ink. This is really, really old. But we're going to use that and do a wash on basically all of the brown bits and the metal as well, and kind of tone it down a bit and make it look a bit rusty. You've got to be careful with this ink because it's very, very dark. So I'm going to thin it down a bit. As you can see, that has a nice effect on that silver. Just tones it right down and makes it look suitably grotty and grimy. Might actually use this on the rope as well. That's not too bad, does it? Right, we'll let that dry and go on from there. Right, and now we're going to use the same, this green ink, to do his skin. We're going to have to thin this down a lot, because this is very green. There we go. Right, we'll let that dry for a minute and then we'll start griming up the white bits, I think. I think we're nearly done now. Right, start with grubbing them up. I'm going to put some of this red on, but I'm going to thin it right down and basically just put some like blood stains on him, on his apron and whatnot. Might even mix a bit of brown in with it actually, just make it. Oh, where are my glasses? Right, and what we're going to do is get a cotton bud. Oh. And just kind of. Right, I've got to be careful here because I don't want to wipe the paint off. Looks alright. Right, and what I'm also going to do is I'm going to use some of this, this is All Clad War Pigs pigment. I'm going to use a bit of this. This is just mud. And I'm going to put a little bit of this on to grimy him up a bit more. just to knock the highlight, you know, the sheen off of the white really more than anything. Yeah, that's better. Right, I think the last thing we want to do, and this is going to be the fun bit, is try and do his eyes. What could possibly go wrong? Right, to start with his eyes, we're going to go back to our white scar, and I've got here, this is a 10-aught brush. Oh, I might have to, you can print these little things apparently that hold these pots open, and I'll see if I can do his eyes. It's gonna be fine. Right, I'm literally just going to do a little dot. I'm not going to go mad with it because, oh, sorry if you can't see this very well, but quite honestly I can't see it very well either, so right, there we go. Oh, good grief, come on, focus. That'll do for that. And what we'll do next is we'll go back to our red. Let me just wash this brush out. Right, now oh dear. That's it. That was more luck than judgment, I can tell you. Right, I think I'm going to give him a quick spritz of matte lacquer and oh, focus, come on, and then I think we'll call this quits. Right, yes, I'll give him a quick go over some lacquer and then we'll wrap this up. And here is our finished article. All things considered, I'm actually quite pleased with how this turned out. I mean, I know it could be way better, and that's kind of the whole point of this. But yeah, I'm very pleased with how this has come out. So basically, the idea is, I'm not going to be doing this all the time, don't worry. But I want to get better at this. That's the whole point. So I'm going to be like watching people's videos and, you know, following other, you know, miniature painters and stuff like that, which I do a lot anyway, but I'm going to try and really learn more about it, and hopefully anything I do pick up I can pass on to you guys. So yes, hopefully you've all enjoyed this little venture, and as ever I'd like to take a moment and thank my top tier patrons, Howard, Amy and the anonymous Tosh, for their continued support, much appreciated. And of course all of my lovely patrons and channel members and, you know, all you lovely people at home. It's all very much appreciated. So yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed this little video, and I will see you on the next one. Thanks very much for watching. Cheers. Bye.